Hello everyone. As you know, at Dermatology Consultants, we really love the beauty of science and science of beauty. That is one of our mottos, and we get very excited when we bring on board a novel yet well-studied and proven methodology, be it a device, an injectable, topical, that is very relevant to what goes on in medicine right now. So we all have been very excited and talking a lot about the field of biostimulation accomplished with many different tools like PRP, like exosomes and stem cells, and now we are so excited that we've added yet another very important tool in the process of keeping us healthy, beautiful process of rejuvenation, platelet-derived growth factors. So I welcome Dr. Sam Lynch, who is visiting us today, who is the inventor and the brain behind this incredible technology. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you.
Oh, Dr. Paré, it's my honor to be here. Thank you for having us.
So before we dive into the star of the show, you are the star of the show. So tell all of us a little bit about you.
No, I'm not the star of the show. We all know it takes a team, right? You have an amazing team here, and we have an amazing team at LRM Aesthetics, which is who has brought this amazing product called Ariessence Pure PDGF to market in the aesthetic space. So just a little bit about my background, 2 doctorates. I have a doctorate of medical sciences from Harvard Med School, which is the most relevant one today. I also was originally trained as a periodontist and oral surgeon, but really have spent almost my entire 35-year career in medicine and medical research. I got bit by the translational medicine bug during my residency program and went on to get the doctorate of medical sciences there, and was fortunate to be trained by one of the pioneers in platelet-derived growth factor, and it's why we're here today.
So that consistency to me as a clinician is so important, because indeed, as you've mentioned, both PRP and PRF have been used for many different reasons. We do a lot of hair growth restoration, we do a lot of facial rejuvenation, we do a lot of work with lasers on faces and body, and there are patients that have been beyond satisfied with the tools of PRP or PRF, but there are patients that didn't have as good of a response. So very excited about the possibility of the consistent results, consistent concentration.
Yes, exactly, and that's what we hope to bring to you. So we isolated the most potent growth factor out of the platelets, out of the PRP, and really named it platelet-derived growth factor, and then are able to make just that growth factor in a pharmaceutical manufacturing facility.
And I'd love to know, these are not my abilities, but I want to be a little bit of a nerd and really learn how this process works. So can you tell us a little bit about what actually happens, how this is made?
Yes, so because PDGF is naturally present in our body, right? You have a gene on your chromosome, one of your 23 chromosomes, right? That is responsible for making the protein, the growth factor, right? So what was done in our lab was the gene was isolated. We were able to purify the growth factor and then isolate the gene that normally makes the growth factor in and then take just that gene and put it into yeast. And then you can grow the yeast up just like you're brewing beer. Literally, it's kind of like that, except sterile and pharmaceutical grades, all that. And you can then the yeast will make one human protein, only one. There's no other human contaminant in it. It makes one human protein, and that is PDGF, platelet-derived growth factor. And then you just purify it. We get it 99% pure. And we test every lot so we know the purity and the potency and the sterility is this, and the consistency is exactly the same.
That's fantastic.
Started in the medical therapeutics space.
And you've mentioned to me, so I think it's worth mentioning about the FDA approval for different specialties.
Yes, so we've taken the same pure PDGF that's in Ariessence. and originally started in therapeutic space in stimulating tissue regeneration for oral surgery.
Right.
And then that product went through clinical trials and FDA approval. So that's been on the market for many years. And then we went to orthopedics, and we developed the same PDGF for orthopedic bone and tissue healing to stimulate the healing process during orthopedic surgery. And we developed two products there that are FDA approved, went through all the clinical trials that you know
and
hear
I think
about.
patients are very familiar with the orthopedic
Yes,
benefits.
and that's been a fantastic success. And then there's a fourth product that also used the same recombinant pure PDGF for stimulating healing in diabetic patients that have these chronic non-healing sores.
Yes.
So altogether, there's already been 4 products using the same PDGF that's in the Ariessence that have been FDA approved.
Fantastic.
And we believe that there's been over 5 million patients that have been treated with pure PDGF at this point.
That's quite remarkable, and you know, I think that for us as clinicians, there's a lot of confidence that comes when other specialties have shown benefits, when the FDA approval happens, as stringent and annoying maybe at times, and maybe it's important, you know, because I do think that it brings a great product that we can then use with quite a bit of confidence.
And to answer your question about the manufacturing capacity and so forth, I went through all of that to explain that, you know, because of all of those medical therapeutic products that utilize the same PDGF that's in Ariessence, we have the large scale pharmaceutical grade manufacturing. So just like any other drug or pharmaceutical that you might get prescribed by your physician, you know, you can have confidence that this is
That's
a
fantastic.
pure, potent
And
product.
I'm looking at the bag. I can't quite see quickly, but where is it produced?
So it's all produced in the United States. We have an initial the brewing of the yeast,
Right.
as if you're making beer, occurs in North Carolina, and then we bring it to Tennessee, and we do all the final formulations and filling and sterility testing and all of that in Nashville, Tennessee.
So this has been a great addition to the rejuvenation market, so to speak. You know, we've really enjoyed using this as an injectable to help with tear troughs, as an injectable to help with patients that were not as responsive to other injectables for hair growth restoration. We're using this as an addition post lasers and other energy-based device healing with really lovely results. I know you've worked with a lot of physicians. Tell me a little bit across the country, what has been the general sentiment? I know obviously everybody's enjoying it, but I want to hear that from you.
Coming here to the medical aesthetics space has been such a breath of fresh air. I love the people in this space. Generally, people are happy. You know, they're seeking out the treatment. They want to look good. They want to feel good about themselves. It's really a very fulfilling space to be in and help people feel more confident about themselves. Compared to, let's face it, a lot of people don't like to go to see their dentist or oral surgeon. They really don't want to have to see their orthopedic surgeon.
Yes.
But coming to see your dermatologist, your plastic surgeon, your medical spa to get
we have the best
beautiful. It's
so I've
a wonderful
mentioned
space.
That it is used as a tool for hair growth and
Yes.
then tear troughs. Anything else that comes to mind that you have found in the facial aesthetic space that others have been using it for?
Well, pure PDGF is a very potent stimulator of extracellular matrix of collagen and elastin. So it really, can be used in a lot of different indications to make the skin look fuller and more young and healthy and vibrant. We have many providers using it post laser treatment topically or with your microneedling, and those kinds of things. So
it's very exciting that we have tools that help us stay healthy and stay healthy with really sophisticated understanding of biostimulations, new supplements, new understanding on molecular level, how skin ages, how the body ages. This is why I am so excited about this platelet-derived growth factor. Putting aside for a second the ease of use, no more blood draw, no more spinning, and the fabulous consistency of this product.
Right.
I think the sophistication and how it works is so important. So I'd love for you to expand a little bit more how this growth factors works and how does it contribute to this facial skin rejuvenation.
Yeah. So a platelet-derived growth factor, PDGF, is the main catalyst of stimulating wound healing in our bodies. Like literally, if we didn't have PDGF, we probably would never survive as a species because we couldn't heal our wounds. So PDGF stimulates the whole healing process and the whole regeneration and rejuvenation process. So it stimulates our natural internal stem cells, right, which decline with age. It stimulates our fibroblasts, right, to give us that plumper, fuller skin. It stimulates what we call angiogenesis, new blood vessel formation in our skin, because it doesn't do any good to have all these wonderful cells if you don't have a nice oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich environment, so blood supply to the skin, right? So the PDGF will do that. So it's the main growth factor that stimulates holistically the regeneration and rejuvenation process.
That's fantastic. So to finish off, I think this is not a new baby because you've been working with PDGF for so long, and we are excited to add this to the number of treatments that we have that focus on regeneration. But what's on the horizon? What's new? Are you thinking of anything new that you're going to be bringing to us?
We have so many opportunities in dermatology and plastic surgery to stimulate rejuvenation and regeneration of the skin. It's hard for us to prioritize, but we certainly want to help our patients and our providers have better looking skin and healthier skin, right? It's not just about the appearance,
Sure,
it's also
absolutely.
about the health and then surgery, and how can you help that wound heal faster. And
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because I think to me that whole approach of really keeping the body healthy is so important. So I love that you have ventured into the world of beauty and world of wellness, but also keep the medicine important factors along the way. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This is really exciting for us to yet have another tool to be able to address the wellness from beginning to end. And we are on the cutting edge with Ariessence, and I can't wait for all of you. Come and try this for different applicabilities, whether it's the tear trough or the injections for hair growth restoration or post-laser or other device treatment. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Dr. Paré.
Thank you.